9999 gold jewelry. Yes, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. It's actually a company based out of St. Paul, Minnesota. They have a brick and mortar store there, but I found them on Facebook actually. I don't remember how exactly I found them. I might have just typed in four nines gold jewelry, and there was actually a page with that title. So I checked it out, and they've got so much stuff there. They're awesome. But I was lusting over some of their stuff for a couple months before I finally decided to get something. And I've actually had this item for a few months now. I've been wearing it, but I just haven't made a video about it yet. Real quick, some information about the company. I guess I could post the address and all that information on the screen so you can see. Here it is. Okay. They have they do chains, rings, pendants. You get bracelets, bangles. They make watch bracelets. So I guess it has a little bar. You can put a spring bar in there and put it on your watch. 24 karat watch bracelets. They do earrings. And listen, I'm a man. I don't wear earrings, but these things are gorgeous. Like they are. They're all very feminine, the style, but they make these tiny little flower earrings, and the detail on them is just so intricate. They're really amazing. Some of their rings are really ornate too. They have diamond cuts in them, and they do a really good job there. Some of the chains that they have they do Cuban links. I've seen curb chains, anchors, box. They have one called a slanted box. I've seen Hermes chains. They have another one called a dragon scale. If you haven't seen it before, you should look it up. It's pretty cool. Or better yet, just look them up on Facebook. I don't think that they have a website, but that would probably be a good idea for them to have something like that or at least with some sort of catalog, because the only way I've seen to really browse their selection of stuff is through just watching their videos on Facebook, because I don't live in St. Paul, Minnesota, so I can't walk into their store and look at what they have. But I think they can. You can request all sorts of custom stuff too, because it's all handmade. So they would probably do some styles that they don't even have for sale on the regular, but we'd have to call them about that. But what else do they have? Their rings, they do bands. I've seen some they have with like a sand blasted type texture on them, and then diamond cuts around the edge. They look pretty cool. They do signet rings. I've seen some signet rings with like initials in them. I've seen a couple rings that they had with gemstones in them, but I don't know if they're setting the stones or if they're making the rings or not. I haven't really inquired about that. And their pendants, they have. It seems like most of their pendants are more feminine. They have some like flower and heart designs. They have a God of War pendant. It's pretty freaking cool. And they do Buddhas, like jade. You can get jade Buddhas and Guan Yins and whatnot. But yes, I would highly recommend this company. The customer service is pretty good, and since everything's handmade, it does take a little while to fulfill the orders. So it took 2 weeks approximately for me to get mine. There was actually a little bit of a mistake in placing the order. They only charged me, so it's a 3 baht chain. So 1 baht is about 15 grams. So it's about a 45 gram chain, but they had only charged me for 2 baht. And Vicky is sending me the shipping information, and she says, "Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to pay for that other bot." But that's fair is fair. But it took about 2 weeks to make the chain and get it shipped to me. But I don't know what specifically they used for the shipping service, but I liked it. compared to Mene shipping, I've placed several orders with Mene at this point, and their shipping is so restrictive. But like you have to be there to sign for it, and it can be a pain in the butt. And I know they're shipping really valuable things, but I mean, so the way they shipped this was it was signature required with restricted delivery. So they did it through the postal service, but the restricted delivery, I mean, it has to be you, and you have to show identification to get it and sign for it and all that. So I wasn't there to pick it up, or I wasn't there when they tried to make the delivery, but they just held it at the post office, and I came and picked it up the next day instead of trying to attempt to re-deliver it several times while I wasn't going to be there. So that I did like how they did the shipping too, and the shipping was free. So that was, I mean, it was all rolled into the cost of the chain, I guess, but still, I feel like it was a pretty good deal. So, anyways, without further ado, yeah. So it did come in this box. It's nothing fancy, just cardboard with whatever, you know. I wasn't really worried about what kind of box it came in, to be honest with you. But this is what they call the Slanted Anchor. So the anchor link, I mean, I know that there's multiple interpretations of what an anchor link is, because there's that one style. It almost looks like a mariner chain, but the links are together differently. But this one is more like an actual anchor. I don't know how close I can get to this. Come on. Well, let's see here. There we go. So, yeah, this is called a slanted anchor, and it's because it has this slanted box on it, and also the anchor link. The anchor portion of it is solid, and it's actually welded. Every two links are welded together, so I don't know why they do that. Maybe it makes it stronger or something. So it's not like I don't know if you can see. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, just take my word for it. Every other link is welded together, so they're like grouped in two, and then they're completely solid, and the slanted box links are actually semi-hollow, so it's like a box wrapped around it, and then I guess they have it cut on an angle. But I haven't had any issue with durability, like bending or anything like that, so that's good. I actually didn't realize when I placed this order that these were partially hollow, so I was a little bit peeved about it at first, but I mean, it's a really nice chain. The length is 24 inches, and like I said, it's 45 grams. So that's what they would say is 3 baht. And I don't know if they charge by the gram. When I ask, they always say it's by the baht weight. So, yeah, this was, I picked this up for 1,200 per baht at the time, and it's a couple months ago. I think that it was probably about a 25% premium or something. So my only other experience with 24 karat jewelry, like I said, was with Mene, and they did increase their premiums recently. I mean, I think right now they're probably around 40%, maybe a little bit more. So this was a better deal than a Mene chain, and I mean, with the amount of variety that you can get from this company, and you can have any length you want. The only thing that they don't do, any length, any weight, you can pick your style. You get the typical M clasp. You can request an S clasp if you prefer it, but this you could put a pendant on right there. I don't wear a pendant with this just because you can get your chains claspless, so they will just weld the ends together, so it's just one solid chain, which is pretty cool. But you need a 24-inch chain to be able to do that, so you can fit it over your head, unless you have a small head. I didn't measure my head, so I didn't want to take a risk on how big or whether or not I should make it claspless or not. But yeah, it has a pretty nice weight to it, 45 grams. The diameter, I don't have calipers or like digital calipers or anything, but it's 3 millimeters because I measured it with a ruler, so it's about 3 millimeters across, but diagonally it is actually about 4 millimeters. So it's, depending on which way you're looking at it, it's 3 or 4. But yeah, it's really nice. I like it. I like it so much that I'm selling it. What? Yeah. I wanted to upgrade. Guilty. You know, I really liked it, but I was lusting after a Cuban link, so I'm selling this to finance I'm not financing it, but to fund a Cuban link purchase. But that you'll just have to wait to see. Me too, because I just ordered it 2 days ago, and I'm pretty excited about it. So it's part of the reason I'm making a video about this, is because it's going up for sale, so I won't have it to do a review on soon. I'll just put it on real quick. You can see. So it's 24 inches, so hangs about mid-chest. I got my heavy rounded box with the Fraternité medallion on it right now. So it is a little bit thicker. Yeah, it's a little bit thicker than this. So I think that they advertise. Sorry, I'm like looking in the camera and it's all backwards to me. I think that they advertise this as 3 millimeters, but it does look a little thinner. And actually, the 4.9's gold jewelry chain has a more yellow glow to it. So I don't know what's up with that, but I compared it to both of my Mene chains and also the medallion, and it looks more yellow than all of them. This has a slightly darker color to it. I mean, I'm sure it's 24 karat. I'm sure they're both 24 karat, but I just thought that was worth mentioning, that this is more lustrous or bright. So, I mean, you can even tell a little bit just by looking at it. It has kind of a darker appearance. I know the link is different, but that's just my observation there. So, yeah, the Cuban link that's coming in is going to be 22 inches. So I think it's going to hang about there. I requested that they put an S clasp on it because I'm not going to wear a pendant on it, and I feel like I would just prefer the symmetry of the S clasp. And I was thinking about going with a 24-inch claspless, and I was really on the fence about it, back and forth, but I wanted something that was maybe a slightly more or slightly better length for everyday wear. And I mean, it's not that I can't wear a 24-inch every day. You know, there are pros and cons. So I just settled on the 22-inch. So we'll see how that looks very soon, hopefully. So yeah, that's all that I got to say about 4.9's gold jewelry in St. Paul, Minnesota. But I would highly recommend them. You should check them out on Facebook. I don't know if they have an Instagram or Twitter or anything like that or whatever. I don't do that stuff anyways. But yeah, I know they're on Facebook, so check that out. Boom. You can just see, like, 24 karat gold. It's great. It's got a great weight to it too. One other thing, some of the chains that they make, oh my gosh, they're huge. Like, I don't know who's ordering these chains, but like they posted a video of, I think it was 390 gram Cuban link the other day, and it's freaking huge. I don't know who would want to wear something that big, but I guess if you got it, then go for it. So there you go.